Tarik Skubal's getting set up.
What are you trying to say? I'm not that old.
I don't know. I'm just warning you. I was surprised.
Don't let him
careful.
drop it.
You're surprised at how heavy it is?
I won an award, guys. I want to thank the
It
Academy.
says Tarik Skubal.
Oh, darn it. I want to thank the
Is it a
Academy.
plaque or is it a trophy?
I don't know. It's heavy, though.
It's got to
I
be
mean,
plaque.
It's a
It's
trophy
yours.
plaque.
It's yours.
Yeah, it's got to be plaque. If this
Yeah.
thing wasn't there, I'd say trophy, but
Be honest, is it cooler than the MVP? Like, look cooler looking.
probably not.
No, come on.
No,
It's
I
got
don't
the fingers and
We had
everything.
the-
I think it's
MVP
cool.
is sick, though. Most valuable player of the whole league.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're the most
meaning
valuable
of it,
pitcher.
yes.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah,
it.
but then most valuable player, I think, is like a little bit above it. In my
Wait,
eyes.
you guys are asking two different questions. They're saying the actual trophy.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh,
Tarik
okay,
wants
okay,
the
No, we're
okay,
talking just the
okay.
actual
MVP is
trophy they
cooler.
hand you.
Yeah, this is a badass one.
Yeah.
This one's
thank
sick.
you.
Yeah,
It
this
is
one's
cool.
sick.
Hey, I'll start this way. So we just did our post show, or post awards wrap up, and we were talking about what stood out. And Ken actually said Skubal's speech really hit home. So I don't know if you want to tell him what you said.
Just how your path paralleled the team's path this year. And people don't know all the time, Tarik, how much you guys certainly go through in individual cases. Not all guys have the struggles you did, but I imagine tonight, given all that you went through, was that much more satisfying having been through all that and knowing there were down times.
Yeah, no, I mean, in my career, but also kind of it's a little bit similar to my time with the Tigers too. I've been a part of 5 teams that have sold at the deadline, and then obviously we go and do what we did last season was great. It took a ton of pressure off me, putting pressure on myself to go kind of chase down an award like this, and just got me mentally back into trying to win games and trying to make the playoffs. So as much as the playoffs was huge for our team, it was also huge for me to be able to accomplish something like this. But I mean, everyone's career is pretty unique, and mine's unique to me. And I think it's important to have kids out there understand that you can come from all different backgrounds and kind of achieve what you want to achieve if you put work in. So, yeah.
When all those dudes were getting traded and your name was kind of floated out there, did that distract you? Did you ever think there was a chance that you were going to go to one of these teams that, for you guys were looking way up at that point in the season?
Yeah.
Oh man, Orioles could trade a boatload for me. I could be on that team. They kind of cratered. Oh, whatever team. Did you ever think about that, and how did you handle that?
Yeah, I think there's every trade deadline for the last 2 or 3. I've kind of been my name's kind of been floated around, and the first one probably impacted me a little bit different than the time since then. You just learn kind of how to deal with it. But when you're on the TV, I just kind of either leave the room if it's on the TV, or I turn it off, or change the channel. I don't really want to, nor do I want my teammates to kind of be thinking about that stuff. I think that's kind of where there's a little bit more of an impact is you're losing guys that anytime you trade away somebody, it sucks. It always is going to suck as a teammate. But I just kind of turn the TV off, and at the end of the day, all I can control is me doing my job, and that's really it.
Now I have 2 for you, and it goes off what you just said. Do you guys win the DS if Jack Flaherty doesn't get traded?
I saw this clip.
No, because we asked Jack.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I love Jack. He's a hell of a talent. That's such a I would say, I mean, if there's a guy I want on the mound, that's not me on our team. I want him on the mound.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last season was special. K per 9 was, I think, career high. Walks per 9, career low. That's kind of the formula, right? In the postseason is you want guys that can miss bats and get you out of trouble. And you saw his starts. I think he only had one bad one. All the other ones were pretty dominant, in terms of who he is. And he was going through some stuff too, physically with his body, and just him being able to take the ball every 5th day. You see the toughness that kind of guy has. And I think he, has the respect of the guys in our clubhouse. And, I'd love to have him back.
He's a free agent, by the way. Tell Scott Harris is here. Hinch is here. Tell him, hey,
I'd love to have him back.
Flaherty's a free agent.
Yeah, that business side of the game, I just don't quite understand yet. Why he's not with the team. But
have you texted Jack about coming back?
No, I've
okay.
not like I saw a little rumor. I go, hey, what's up? And had that little conversation. But yeah, I'd love to have him back.
How much Hinch introduced you tonight and gave a great introduction to you? And he said, you guys had the pitching chaos and the whole deal, and you get to the playoffs, and you were the one guy you could count on. How much pressure is on you when you know you're basically the only starter you guys really had? So you have to go 6, 7, 8 innings every time out. At some point, you're like, man, I got to do everything, right?
No, I think
on your day.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it as a privilege to have the trust that he instills in me and the organization, instilled in me and the guys in the clubhouse, kind of how they felt too. So it's huge to have that trust with our guys, because I think on days that I went, myself included, we all expected to win, and it showed, and it was fun to be a part of. But also the other, 12 guys we had were really good in their roles. I think the chaos wouldn't have worked. If it didn't work, it wouldn't have became what it became. You know what I mean? I think if guys struggled or, we weren't winning, I don't think the chaos happens. We probably go to a more traditional route. But the fact that it was winning, working and winning, what those guys did, I thought was even more impressive, because no one knew what day they were throwing. Routines were all thrown off. Guys are getting called up from AAA that didn't have as much success in AAA as they probably would have liked, even if you asked them. And they're getting called up, and they're doing it on the biggest stage, for us. Sean Gunther's one that comes to mind. He comes in Houston and shoves, lefty and shoves, and walks off the mound with the biggest set of balls that you've ever seen. And it's like, look at his career, or his, backstory. It's amazing. So watching those guys do that was just as impressive as anything that I did on the mound.
Do you remember that feeling, sitting in the dugout? Because we were watching and getting excited for these games. That feeling sitting in the dugout after the Guardians had taken the lead, because they showed right your camera right on your face in the dugout, and you were like, what was going through your head in that moment when you sat down?
Yeah, I've lived it a lot. I'll live it again for you guys. Yeah, it was tough. Obviously giving up a grand slam, 5 runs in 1 inning. Those are the only runs I gave up in the postseason, was just happened to be in 1 inning. Yeah, it was tough. In the moment, you feel like you let the team down, right? But what I loved about that whole situation was AJ didn't take me out of the game. He left me in the game. I go out and get 3 more outs for our team. Hinch leaves me in the game.
Yeah,
that's true. Leaves me in the game, lets me go get 3 more outs, and I was ready to go as many more outs as he needed out of me. I think that was pretty cool, and just to have that trust and respect out of your manager in that situation when we're down 5 to whatever we were, it was cool. And kind of, I mean, the season ends, right? But it was a cool clubhouse afterwards. No one was down on themselves. Everyone was like, hey, let's run it back. And I think that was pretty special, to be a part of. There was, a couple guys that are down, and it's like, hey, we were running with house money and we had a hell of a run. So it was fun.
Okay, let's get something a little more positive. Where are you putting that trophy? Or the plaque, trophy, whatever.
Yeah.
Because Sale was here and he said he gave it to his dad. So
yeah.
Are you going to hang it in your house? Because Corbin Burns hung it in his locker. So everyone that walked by had to bow down to it, remember?
Yeah.
He had it above his head in his locker.
Yeah,
So,
the one thing I didn't like about, not that I didn't like winning the Cy Young, was the award waited until today to get it when I won it 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I would have been in my office every day with it behind me. I'm playing my video games, look back, Cy Young, playing my video games. Yeah, it'll probably come with me to Lakeland and then Detroit and then back to Arizona.
While you're in Lakeland, I got a great place for it.
What do you?
My house. I live 30 minutes from
You
me.
live in Lakeland?
I live in Orlando.
Orlando.
You just drop it
That's
right
not
off.
Lakeland, dude.
It's close enough.
Already put it
If
in
you
your
trust
house.
it. Tarek was looking at me. He's like, "You live in Lakeland?
Yeah,
You live in Lakeland?" He's like,
I literally
I
asked
kind of
Chris
like
that.
people
I
from
go,
Lakeland. He went to Lakeland.
Still live in Lakeland? He goes, no.
No.
I go, that's right.
No,
Your
but no.
side is closer to Lakeland, right? Your side of Orlando.
Southwest
because
side.
I'm not
Disney
close.
side.
Well, my
Yeah.
question is, why would he put it in your house?
Well, would you rather have it in Lakeland in some random house or my house? It's secure.
How
Yeah,
about
it
where
actually
he's
may
living?
not go to Lakeland with me because I'm
Yeah.
staying in
See,
not
now,
my own home.
now you're
I'll
paying.
probably have it shipped up
Yes.
to Detroit.
Have your wife bring it when she comes to Detroit.
Maybe I'll bring it. I like that. Bring it to the clubhouse and
just put it in.
maybe I might hang it above my lock. Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah,
Do it.
it would be motivating for the rest of the staff.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be able to do something like
He's
that.
way too humble to do that.
course.
Way too humble to do that. But it's a flex.
Yeah. Hey, I got one more for you. So you're the best pitcher in the league. We saw Boris here today. Does he ever get any phone calls in the off season from the Tigers? Like, hey, you want to have a little conversation about Tarik long term?
You should ask him.
We tried. He
will.
won't come on.
No, he is.
Yeah,
No. Don't say he
Oh,
won't
no,
come
he
on.
will.
He will.
He will.
Scott
He's
just
just
said.
trying. He's got a couple guys
He's
he's got to
a
sign.
little
first.
more work to finish
Yeah,
up.
he's
but-
got some guys he's got to take care of.
Yeah. You let him handle all of that?
Yeah. I mean, I trust him with everything. He's led me nothing but to the right places, and
Mhm.
in the way he's handled my career and through the whole draft process, he's been great. So, I truly meant what I said. When he gives me every resource to where the whole business side of the game, I don't like thinking about it. I don't really want to handle it. I'll let the guys who are, I pay to handle it, and I'm going to go play baseball. So that's what I love the game. That's where I want to keep my focus.
Okay, cool. And you feeling good about the roster?
Yeah.
Heading in?
No, I mean,
there could be like one more.
But like Bregman
Yeah.
looked kind of good.
There might be
Old
one
English
more.
D, right?
he would look
He's a
really
Boris
good.
guy.
He would look really good.
He's not just
I'm
a
sure
Boris
he
guy.
wants
He's
it.
a Hinch guy.
He's a Hinch and Boris
Yeah,
guy.
we got the connections.
Yeah.
We got the
There's,
double
there
trouble
is.
there.
Yeah, Tiger fans they're keeping an eye on it.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm excited. I mean, the team that we had last year, we were the youngest team in the big leagues,
Mhm.
youngest postseason roster, probably in a long time. I'd love to see the numbers on that. So we didn't lose anyone on that postseason roster to free agency or non-tender or anything like that. So going to be a lot of growth in that sense too. So I'm excited to see kind of the future, and I'm excited to see the guys in Lakeland too. It's going to be a ton of fun, and to compete against each other early is fun, and then take that right into spring training and start beating other teams up pretty good.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the young teams. They're all under team control. So you're like, hey, everyone's coming back.
Yeah, we're not losing anybody.
That is true.
A few more weddings. That's
Few-
the issue. with
no,
young
they
teams.
they had
Yeah.
a billion.
Our team loves it.
Yeah.
Every offseason, we're young, married, engaged. We love it.
It's crazy.
Too many weddings.
That's
There were
good.
stories
Focus on
about
the
it.
game. You
Exactly.
got the off the field stuff. Let's focus on baseball.
Focus on the field. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
you want.
Oh yeah.
Good to see you, dude.
Yes, sir. I
Congratulations.
appreciate
Great
it.
speech.
Yes.
This was
Thank
really
you.
fun.
Thank you. I
Great
appreciate
to
it.
have you. Appreciate you.